Welcome back, ICAST 2019. I am very honored to have the one and only Andrew Pilata with us here. If you're from Canada, you probably know who Andy is, but since you're here, we're here in Florida. Tell everyone who's watching what you do and what you're all about, Andy.
Well, we run about 30 tournaments a year, which you know very well what we do there. We're actually in front of our sister, I guess you want to call it, or affiliated organization that we are affiliated with in the United States. We run tournaments in Canada. We run about 30 tournaments in Canada.
So your organization in Canada is called CSFL, Competitive Sport Fishing League.
Yes, and kind of getting all over the place.
Yeah, so we're going to start with that. So we're starting with CSFL. Yeah. You've been running that for 29 years? How long?
Yeah, so we've been actually 22 years now. So pretty much.
That's insane, because I've been fishing tournaments for 21 years.
Yeah, so we've been 22 years. Wow. So your first tournament, I remember because we were on Cameron.
Yeah.
I remember that like it was yesterday. Yeah, your dad.
Yeah.
You borrowed a boat, and it was an aluminum boat.
Yeah.
I'll never forget. And here we are, 21 years later, and you're going to the Forest Wood Cup.
Right. So now, just I guess to transition to what the other thing you do. So CSFL is your team events you run in Canada.
Yeah.
They're very popular, get a lot of boats,
Open.
and now you're running FLW Canada. And that's how I qualified for the Cup, was through FLW Canada.
Exactly.
Their international division.
And you know, we run a lot of tournaments in Canada. So we run our own version of what we call draw style tournaments, where they're team draw style tournaments. So there's only one weight in the boat opposed to two weights in the boat.
Yeah.
And that's the Canadian Open, which is, you fish it, and it's been going on for years. A great tournament.
You know, it's funny. It just happened, and like last week, and I was coming down here. I couldn't fish it, and at first I was pretty bummed. I couldn't fish it, and then I saw that the Johnson brothers swept house again, and I thought to myself, you know what? Probably saved myself some money from not fishing that one. Those kids are, and they started with CSFL. They started with you.
Yeah, and it's funny that we've had a lot of young anglers come up, and I know it was one thing we've always wanted to be very serious about what we do, and that was the biggest thing, because I think it brought out the best out of guys like yourself, and that's where now you look back 15, 20 years later, and look where you guys are. Look where the Johnsons are. Look where you are. There are a lot of great anglers that are, have taken and pursued their dream, and have given it all, right? So it's been a lot. It's been a big travel, big road for us. We run. We also, on top of the tournaments, we also own the Spring Fishing and Boat Show, and that's huge.
That would be Canada's premier sport fishing show. Also big with fishing boats are there. Fiberglass and aluminum boats are there. That's a show I've been going to since I was a kid as well. Yeah. I mean, if anyone's in the Ontario area, you've probably heard of, or going to hear very soon of, the Spring Fishing and Boat Show. It's the place to be in February.
So with the Spring Fishing and Boat Show, we've, again, as an avid angler and as an organization that really brings those avid anglers to the forefront of the fishing industry, I truly felt like the fishing community really needed to have a show that we produce. And it's not just me, it's a team of people that do it, and they work very, very hard. And so it shows at the end, and it's been showing how much stronger and stronger. We've had great guys coming up to speak. You've worked it many times. We've had guys like Kevin Van Dam there. We've had
Ike Ellie.
We've had Corey and Chris there. We've had Al Linder there. We've had all kinds of guys that have been there, and next year you'll be there again.
Chris Jones from FLW
Chris
was there
Jones
this
was
year.
there from FLW, and he'll be back again this upcoming year.
Oh, is he? Nice.
And he'll be up to do the emceeing for the Forest Wood Cup again, similar to what he did last year.
The Canadian Cup.
I mean the Canadian Cup, sorry.
He will be at the Forest Wood Cup.
He will be at the Forest Wood Cup. Great guy. Yeah. So anyways, it's like we like to align ourselves with great organizations, because I would like to think that we reflect off of it. Mm-hmm. And for me, I feel that when these organizations want us to be a part of them, it makes me feel good. I always feel like we're doing something right. Yeah. And that's what we want to do. And it's not just the tournaments, it's also the fish care. There's a lot that goes around just running a tournament, and that's...
Your live release boat system is cutting edge. The in the water trough system is a system that's still, I think, revered around the industry for how our fish stay in the water all the time.
And we get a lot of guys that will come up from the States and say, hey, we really like your system, right? But the system is great for the fish. And it keeps the fish going, and at the end of the day, the results show, because very minimal fish loss. But it also helps us speed the process because everything is so clean and the fish are just traveling through this whole water system right from end to finish. And then obviously with the live release boat, it gets the fish back to deeper waters where they're going to get a chance to survive a lot better.
Yeah.
So
you're here at ICAST. You've been walking around for 2 days.
Yeah. I'm exhausted.
What's your overall impression? What's impressed you the most, I guess, too?
You know what? This year, there's been a lot of stuff happening here, and electronics has been huge. We've seen
the year of the trolling motor, everyone's calling it.
So we've seen a lot of different products come out. I'm thinking it's going to be interesting to see what happens in the second year. Like I've always been that second year guy where I want to wait to see, and I don't want to take that away from anybody. I hope the guys that want that stuff go out and get it, and hopefully you guys can give us that information. We'll know. But like the thing is like there's a lot of good stuff on the market. I don't think anybody can afford to not put out quality. Yeah. So that's bottom line. I think everybody's going to give it a good shot.
Every one of those trolling motors, they all told me, I interviewed them all yesterday, they all told me that it was 4 to 6 years in development for all of them. So they're putting a lot of R&D into that. They don't want to release a bad product.
It's not stuff that just was designed and built overnight.
And I know there's some more coming on the market soon too.
Yeah.
So you're here in Florida, you're flying back really soon. What's the first term you have when you come back?
So we're going back to Toronto. We're going to actually be flying out of here in the next couple of hours, and we've got a whole plane full of Canadians going back to Canada.
Hey guys, it's about to happen.
Yeah, we're going to get interrupted by a pretty big thing happening behind us too. So we'll wrap this up quick, but we got a few minutes here.
Yeah,
so
there's a lot of stuff happening, and there's all kinds of these programs which I love, and these are stuff that I like to also bring back to our show. And like what's going to happen here in a few minutes, they pimped somebody's boat. The guy has no idea they did it, and they did it because he's just a great guy.
Yeah.
So I think you guys are going to hopefully get some coverage on that.
We did. We interviewed the team that was doing it. So if you missed that, basically they've hijacked this guy's boat. They've had their Hummingbird techs on it for 2 days, rigging it for this guy, and he's showing up, has no idea. It's gonna be pretty cool.
Yeah.
But yeah. So what's your next big event in Canada? I know the FLW Canada Cup's in August. You have some before that.
Well, so we have this weekend we're gonna be on Tri-Lakes, and then we move over to Gloucester Pool. We have an elite event.
I'll be there for Gloucester Pool.
Yeah, we have an elite event next Wednesday. And we got our eye on the clouds for that.
I guess it won't be there.
Good. Yeah, you're going to be for sure. But the other thing is, and then we got the Bronze Back Cup, which was a huge event last year.
I'll be there.
Another big event this year.
That Cabela's parking lot weigh-in is really cool.
Yeah.
We had a big crowd there, Cabela's and Barrie. If you're a Smalley guy, Lake Simcoe, I'd register for that Bronze Back Cup. That was a lot of fun. I like that.
Yeah, and from what I understand, the Fishing Zone team that's going to be around quite often this summer. We're going to see them at more and more tournaments.
There you go.
And then obviously the Classic. Now, the ironic thing is the Classic is your baby. It's your baby of water. I know you love Balsam Lake, and this will be the last year it's on Balsam.
You saw how it did last year, right?
Yeah, so you better try.
I didn't even weigh in the second day.
Yeah, I know, but this is the same. Well, your mind is elsewhere right now. So hopefully after you go out and you win the Forest Cup.
That's the home water curse.
Yeah.
It's a real thing.
Okay, so you know what? Get it out of your head. You make it happen.
I could just say I don't live there anymore.
Exactly, you don't. So, anyways,
so that's right after Labor Day weekend. That's
so we got a lot of stuff that's happened, and like, I've had a lot of young guys come up over the years, and like even like Matt, I like to say, can I say Matt Lazecki, who's founder of this,
founder of FishingZone.com.
Yeah, and Matt was also a young guy that started when he was younger, and then he ended up engulfed in his family business. But I believe that Matt 100% will be sitting where you're sitting right now because he is that kind of an angler. And, I seen the fire in his son's eyes when he came out and fished the Casey Cup this year, which was kind of cool. Yeah. So they're very good people, great family, and I hope that I wish to see more of them.
20 minutes and counting, everybody.
And, sounds like we got 20 minutes before this goes. Yeah, so that's going to be the next thing we're going to have live, I think. We're going to have this going. So
I think we're pretty good right now.
But
maybe at one of our tournaments, we'll get